this is, I thought that it was quite useful to have this sort of explanation as to what the Buddha has offered. Is it's not in a kind of a money or some sort of a house or sort of having a $1 billion bank account or some sort of those things do not amount to any sort of happiness that is gonna remain with you, and that is gonna last as long as you that sort of things are fleeting in people who have accumulated these acquisitions. That's why Buddha says that let go of all the acquisition. There is nothing you can take with you. So why you are accumulating? Maybe you are accumulating them for 20 more years. How long you are gonna live? But if you're gonna carry it away with that sort of attitude, and if you do not think about what you're gonna do with your life after that 20 years, when you have inevitably come to the end of your life, that's it. You didn't think about the protection. Yeah. So it's like people who don't have any life insurance, or it's people who have not saved enough for their pension. Yeah, and they just finish their work and that's it. There is no protection. So it's a similar way. People who do not practice these, who do not have these four sublime attainment of the Buddha's Dhamma, they are like those people who have not saved for their pension, or who have not got their life insurance. That's it. They are living for 20 more years or 30 more years, and after that they are under the destiny of the whatever past actions they have done in terms of their body, speech, and mind, and that is going to haunt them, because this karma is really a scary thing. I did mention that. And this karma is a vast net of trap that is keeping the whole worldly people under the illusion that is kind of is karma is I compare this karma is it is far too complex, in the sense that it's like a black box. You put one thing in the one side, and whatever comes, it's not guaranteed that it's going to come the same way you expect. Yeah. So Buddha says that in a sutta, it's called the Mahakamma Vibhamagga Sutta. It's karma is really it's not linear. Basically, you can do good deed in this life, and you might be reborn in a hell realm in the next life. Or in karma, you might be killing the animals, and you might be reborn in a higher realm. So it is all dependent on, because the karma has the result of the karma has been accumulating from the time immemorial. So we have the bank account of this karma is it can go up and down any time, but that sort of things, we never know what is coming next to in our next existence. Yeah. So that bank account might be in a negative or in a positive, because it has been accumulated for so many lifetime, so many trillions and trillions of years of all these activities that we did with body, speech, and mind, that might nudge you either to the lower realm or to the upper realm. We never know. This karma, we cannot play a game with this karma. That's why this practice is the protection. Yeah. We cannot bet on this karma. That's why we will do a good deed this life. We will be guaranteed a heavenly existence. It's not gonna work like that. This karma is gonna you don't know what you did in 10 years, 10 lifetime before. You might have killed your some relatives, or that might have been a heinous crime, and you have not experienced the result of that. And who knows, in the next time you might be in line to experience that result. So that's why we cannot play this game with the karma. And the Buddha's Dhamma is to get out of this trap of karma and go out of that loop of karma forever. Yeah. So unfortunately, we cannot be an arahat. All of us we don't have that sort of practice and that sort of capacity to be an arahat within a year or two, or that sort of some of us, we don't have time, we have to live our life. So at least we can strive to become a, a stream winner. Yeah, stream winner means win. We win this lottery. This is like that we have hit a jackpot, that we are not, we have we have won the lottery to be free from karma. And if you are a Sotapanna, that's 7 more lifetime, that's it, you are free from that game, or even less than 7 more lifetime in for the Sotapanna. For Sakandagami, 1 more lifetime and that's it. And that's sort of reward for experience the practicing the Buddha's Dhamma. There is nothing compares in this world. As I mentioned that Bill Gates or Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, these people, they are still considered what we call Putujana. Yeah, Buddha calls them worldling. Yeah, they don't know, they don't have any understanding of how this practice works and what is the game of this karma. They don't know how to get out of this sort of a game. Yeah, they are stuck in that sort of a loop of not being able to find the way out. Yeah, so we should consider ourselves lucky that we know the Buddha's Dhamma. So what we need to understand, and I think that it might be a good time to say it's kind of what is the, do we really need to practice meditation? Is it fundamental? Is it really the case that we need to practice the meditation to become a Sotapanna? Yep. And this is one of the burning question for all of us. Yeah, those who practice meditation, those who have gone to the end of the Noble Eightfold Path, they have seen it directly. They know it, and they have seen the mechanism of mind, and there is no way they will be bound by that sort of fetters. Yeah, so they have destroyed the 3 fetters by personal experiences. Yeah, but you don't need to be a meditator. Yeah, you don't have to experience all this Nirodhas and wake up from the Nirodha to become a Sotapanna. Yeah, I think I need to make it clear. Otherwise, it's kind of the people might think that it is, what's the point of this practice, and I have no way of experiencing this sort of meditative practices. What's the point? And people might not make any effort to understand. So, and for that sort of a situation, if you cannot have that sort of time and effort to practice meditation, then the suggestion and sort of my understanding of reading so many suttas is that if you cannot do that sort of you don't have time to practice meditation, do try to understand this basic fact of the Dhamma, that whatever you have experienced in by your body, speech and mind, your body, your feeling, your perception, your formation and consciousness, you need to understand that these things they have got a nature of arising and ceasing. They don't have nothing in their nature to remain permanent. They can just, they are unreliable. They are nothing to be delighted in. They are nothing to be taking any sort of position. So you need to understand that they are nothing to be delighted in, and there is nothing personal about that, and you need to let them, just see them as totally uncontrolled on like a natural phenomena that you have nothing in your control over them, and they do arise, and whenever they arise, they cannot stay and arising. They will always have to cease. Whenever they arise, they have to cease. Yeah. So if you can understand this sort of in fundamental way, that those sort of phenomena has nothing in their core to stay, that sort of give you that sort of lasting happiness, and you need to see their true nature in that they do arise, they do cease, and they have and what you need to do is, you need to, it's very important, you need to let go of any sort of a reaction, any sort of attachment, any sort of longing, any sort of aversion, any sort of discontent towards these phenomena. Just treat them as some random, some sort of totally uncontrolled phenomena that you have no control over. They do arise whenever there is time, they do cease, and you have nothing in your capacity to control them. So just let them be, let them arise, let them cease. Don't be associated with this sort of phenomena, and see their impermanent and in their suffering nature, and just understand is that being freed from that sort of being conditioned by this sort of phenomena is the happiness. If you can have confidence in these few words, and if you can deeply understand these few words, they do encapsulate the Buddha's Dhamma. Yeah? So, I mean, I cannot say that this is kind of the stone carved kind of certificate that this is gonna give you that sort of protection, but this is what the Buddha says in many sutta, and this is my summary, is that this is the characteristic for those people who want to understand Buddha's Dhamma and who understand this fact. Then once they realize this and they accept this fact, and they would be in the path to be free from the what we call the game of the karma. Yeah. So they are gradually, I heard in saying that they will catch the slow boat out of this samsara. Yeah. So this samsara is gonna trap you forever, and there is no way you can get out of this samsara. And understanding this 5 aggregates, the body, feeling, perception, formation, and consciousness, these sort of phenomena, and understanding them as some sort of very temporary, sort of something, nothing in their in our control, they just do arise based on some condition that we have nothing in our control over, and we should not be taking any effort to try to hold them, try to be associated with them, try to react to them, try to be indulge with them. If we stay away from that sort of activities of those sort of phenomena, then we have understood the Dhamma. And what we have understood that is, those are the suffering, and the cause of the suffering is trying to be associated, trying to react to them, trying to that sort of attach to them. That is the cause of suffering, and this cessation of suffering is to not be associated, to be released, to stay away, to be free, to release and relax, and that's what the Siksar is all about. That is the ending of the suffering is being free from all those phenomena. Yeah, and the path leading to that suffering is to release and relax and calm the mind and calm the body, and not take anything personally. So here you go. This is the Four Noble Truth. And I did mention the word 6R there, release and relax. And I don't think I need to kind of cover much of the 6R practice in the here, because I want to make it focused on this, the state of the world and sensual pleasure, the worldlings, their attitude, and how as we, as a kind of intelligent beings, we can do something to understand the danger of being trapped in the sensual pleasure, being trapped in the game of this karma, yeah, and how dangerous it is. That's why this is the kind of a message I would like to give